All right, everyone. Happy Saturday to you all. Please, before we get started, place your name in the chat. Let us know who invited you and where you're calling in from. I'd like to remind everyone that purchasing precious metals, albeit collectible coins or bullion, it all involves risks. So we strongly encourage you to exercise your due diligence and properly educate yourself prior to purchasing precious metals. You are highly encouraged to seek professional advice regarding the tax and the financial implications of buying, owning, or selling precious metals. The price and the future value of precious metals is based on many factors, including but not limited to the market and economic conditions. Past performance of precious metals is no guarantee of future performance or future value. Special thanks to our leadership who consistently show up for the team's success. It does take fortitude and dedication to show up for others. And on this third series in our one-day Blitz, I welcome you all, especially our VIPs and special guests, and do take the moment to applaud yourself in making a life-changing decision. All right, so I'd like to see who we have here today. What's going on, Miss Kathy Guzzo out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama? What's up, Sean from Pollock, Louisiana? I love that you guys are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As an Army veteran, I always like to say, welcome home to my fellow vets. I'm Sally Mary, and I am coming into you guys live from Washington State. Now, let's take pause here for a second. Imagine having more months than a paycheck. Now, this is a very relatable scenario, being that 1 out of 2 Americans are directly impacted by this. Now, imagine being the individual who's able to hand over that much needed $400. Believe it or not, this organization continues to be an answer to that prayer I didn't even know I had. With that said, I strongly encourage you to do what? Have your notebook ready and your writing implement ready, because action takers are money makers. At this time, I have the utmost pleasure of introducing our speaker. He has been in the space of entrepreneurship majority of his life. He is a serial entrepreneur who truly enjoys the social and the team building aspect of entrepreneurship, which means he has a true understanding that profits are definitely better than wages. He has also worked with and coached for Robert and Kim Kiyosaki, which means he has helped several individuals make and invest money. He is a leader who enjoys mentoring and teaching. As a matter of fact, I'm one of the individuals he has taken under his wing to make sure I soar towards success. Now, here's a couple of very important things about this gentleman. He is a silver bar earner, so please pay very close attention to what that means and make sure you have your notes so that you can read them for later. He is also someone who's quickly rose to the rank of Gold Associate in less than 6 months. Without further ado, please help me give the warmest welcome to Gold Associate Scott Zuckman. Scott, are you there?
Hoping I am.
Yes, there you
How
are.
you doing? This is really good. I finally figured out how to use these lighting things so that my face isn't all red, because I'm using one of those lights. Hey, I'm really proud of you, Sally Mary, and everything you've done for our group. And thanks so much for that warm introduction. Hey, folks, I want to have a warm heart-to-heart business, honest conversation with you. And this is not hype. This is factual based, and it's based on 3 parts. The first part is there's a problem all around the world. The second part is there's a solution to that problem that most people don't even know exists. And I'm going to tell you what that is and tell you why. For the third thing we're going to do is share with you how to profit from that, how to help other people as well as help yourself and leave a legacy for others. I've been doing that for literally over 40 years of my life, and it is something that gives me great pleasure to do. So without any more time spent, I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you and bring it up, and we're going to have a talk about wealth strategies. And Sally Mary was referring to the fact that a lot of people can't come up with $400 because they run out of paycheck before the month's over. And that's a fact. It came from a government statistic a few years ago that said that half of Americans quizzed said they couldn't afford $400 in cash for an emergency expense. And that's really sad. When you work your whole life and have nothing to show for it, not even $400 ready cash in the bank or your wallet or your purse, that is just unacceptable. And so we're going to show you how to fix that once you understand why it's happening. It's happening because prices go up, but your wages, your salaries, your commissions, your bonuses don't go up equal. And this has been the problem. We've had a couple years of 20% inflation, and I know your paychecks haven't gone up 20%. And in fact, while this is happening, because things are going up in price, the government is printing more and more money. The more money that gets printed, the more it dilutes the money that's in the system already. And I hope you understand and can appreciate what that means. What that means is your dollar buys less. And I'm going to just simplify this. My parents always said, Scott, put away all your money for a rainy day. Well, folks, it's raining. And if you haven't noticed that, you're probably soaking wet. So with that being said, why is the money losing its value? Well, it used to be backed by gold and silver, but in 1971, it stopped being backed by anything of a true asset value. And inflation and printing money has devalued it even more. We have more to say about that in just a second. Also, what happens when money gets deflated? Sometimes it causes hyperinflation, where the government just goes absolutely nuts and the money loses its value because it's called fiat currency. And you have seen this around the world in the past. The dollar is on the same track. Well, I want to tell you how people prevent that. I mean, that's the problem. The solution is sound money. Sound money is literally gold and silver. It is what Robert Kiyosaki calls God's money. And it's because it's on the earth, it's always been there, and they ain't making any more of it. But you know what? The largest central banks, the largest governments around the world, the Fortune 500 companies, and large billionaire investors and investment funds have all been investing in record quantities of gold and silver, because for over 5,000 years it's been used as real money because it is real money. And while you're at it, I should point out that this is something people like, you and me used to think that you couldn't afford, because gold has hit an all-time high just this month already. It was last week, and almost $2,900 an ounce for gold. Silver hit $33, where, just 3 years ago, it was 17. So almost doubled. And I can guarantee you your bank account has not doubled, nor has your paycheck in the last 3 years. So what can you do about it? You can understand that silver holds its value, gold holds its value where the dollar doesn't. Now, I have more to say about this, but I want to refer you back to this when we get there. And that is $2,500 used to be worth 2,500 silver dollars was worth 2,500 silver certificates. And if you look what I'm holding in my hand, silver certificate, these were equal. But this stopped in 71, and now you have a Federal Reserve note. And that means a promise to pay. That's all it means. Like a note on your house, a promise to pay the bank. Well, you could have bought a brand new Mustang straight off the showroom floor in 1965 with the same $2,500. But in 2024, it costs over $40,000, or approximately $40,000 for a brand new Mustang today. So your 2,500 cash dollars don't go far. But if you had that same 2,500 silver dollars, they would now buy you 2 Mustangs with money left over, even after all of that price appreciation. The same thing goes for gold. Let's look 25 years ago. A single family home median price in America was $169,000, and that was equal to 626 ounces of gold. But Today, houses are more than double that as far as the median price goes, but gold has gone up 10 times plus, more than 10 times. And you could buy yourself 5 houses at median price today with the same amount of gold. Now, let's make this interactive. Look for your chat button and put a 1 in your chat if you understand the point that silver and gold hold their value while the dollar goes down. If you understand that, let me see a bunch of 1s pouring in. And I do. And that is good, because that is how you keep your head above water and maintain your wealth. You don't just stick it in the bank and let it sit there and lose money. We're 7K. I want to introduce our company to you now. Our company is one that is on a mission to help other people understand gold and silver and obtain gold and silver and spread the word. We believe that things should be easier and people like everybody in the world should have a chance. And that is why our company was started by these 4 gentlemen who all were millionaires. In fact, one was a multi-billionaire, and they started over 8 years ago building 7K with the mission to give back to people and help have everybody in the world be able to hold gold and silver instead of the 1% of the world that actually does. So this is a very big mission. And our company has lasted. We did over $350 million in sales. We are in over 30 countries around the world. We have 0 corporate debt, never have had any debt. And we are A+ rated at the Better Business Bureau, corporate headquarters in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And we specialize in 2 forms of gold and silver that we let people have on a membership basis. Now, we'll talk more about the membership and how that relates, but this is the key. A lot of people don't understand even the difference between bullion and the second form, which is called collectible. We're going to talk a little bit about these to help show you the solution to the problem. Bullion is a non-collectible defensive strategy that comes in many different forms. And I want to point out that there's a new form called fractional gold and silver that absolutely nobody else offers you. No one. We are unique here, and that is why we did over $350 million and will be $1 billion company soon. And the reason is you can buy any amount of gold or silver eagles, like I'm holding in my hand. There's a gold eagle, here's a silver eagle, and these are put in a vault by the company, and you get to buy fractions of them at even for $1. Or you can buy $1 million worth. Now, obviously, if you buy more than what an ounce is worth, you can have them shipped to you at any given time. Let's talk about how that works, okay? And I want to make sure that we, sorry, I apologize because my screen was not doing what it was supposed to do. I want you to listen to what I'm about to share to help you through this, and we'll make sure my sound is working.
If you're watching this video, chances are you're curious about gold and silver. You might have a few questions, like why should I buy precious metals? What metals should I be buying? Who can I trust to buy them from? How do I know I'm getting a good deal? And how can I afford more? You should know that you're not alone. Most people have these questions, and over the next few minutes, we'll introduce you to an easy solution. Most people we talk to say they have a feeling that it's a good idea to own precious metals, but really don't understand why, or how to get started, or they don't feel like they have the budget for it, so they don't do anything about it. This lack of understanding costs them a lot of money. And quite honestly, we don't want you to make the same mistakes. We've watched far too many people struggle as the economy fluctuates, employment issues arise, or unexpected changes come up in life. Owning gold and silver can help shield you against all these challenges long term. When we started 7K, we established a mission to help the average person get ahead by adding precious metals to their portfolio, no matter their knowledge or circumstances. We've already changed the precious metals industry by making it extremely easy to get started without any maximums or any minimums, period. But that's not enough. We're now completely revolutionizing the industry and making it so anyone and everyone can seamlessly start buying precious metals. It doesn't matter if you want to start with $100 or even $1. The new technology provided by our partner company Sound Money Wallet will allow you to convert your cash to various asset classes of fractional gold or silver quickly with no games or gimmicks. With Sound Money, you own the metals you buy, but they store them safe and sound. They offer limited capacity storage for up to $50,000 in asset value. And you'll sleep easy at night knowing that if you ever want your metals, they'll be in the mail at the drop of a hat. How? Sound Money uses a non-segregated vault at their partner company, VaultMax, to store your precious metal assets, protected by some of the most technologically advanced security out there. You can be sure your metals are safe there. If you want your metal, simply request it. Pay the shipping and insurance and it will be on the way. But what if you need cash? The old way of liquidating precious metals, including lugging a heavy box. If you're watching this...
Well, I apologize, but I realized that it was stuck. And so I'm going to unstuck it and try to get us back to where we were. Sorry about that. Here we go. All right.
Drop significantly once they received your heavily taxed package 4 to 6 weeks later. With Sound Money, you can kiss all that headache goodbye. This is the only tool on the market with the power to give you frictionless liquidation with one of the best buyback prices in the industry. So whether you're a savvy investor who already knows the power of gold and silver and the advantage of a private vault, or you're trading your first dollar for precious metals, Sound Money will make your ownership journey convenient and easy. Be confident that control is back in your hands from start to finish. Let Sound Money Wallet work for you.
Right. And an important thing to notice is it is seamless and it's all backed and secure. Now, that's bullion, and bullion that is how most of our members obtain it, okay? And they get it at the best dealer direct prices because of the large volumes that we do. Now, that's a defensive strategy. But you can't, like, take tomorrow's Super Bowl. You cannot win a Super Bowl with just defense or the score be 0-0. You need offense. And when it comes to gold and silver, collectible coins are an offensive strategy that you can build off of and leave to generations and a legacy. They go up in value over time, and they go up quicker than the base material metal they're made of if they have low mintage, if they have incredible designs, if they have historic significance or a great story behind them, and if they are professionally graded, just like this Montana butterfly, which you'll hear about a little bit later, is graded professionally so everybody knows. If you have all of these factors, then your collectibles can skyrocket faster than the metal prices. Example of that is in 1962, the Spider-Man comic book where he first appeared is rare because you can't find them from that many years ago, and there weren't that many created, and there aren't that many graded. And here's one that was graded near perfect that sold for $3,600,000 at auction. Now, remember, it only sold for 12 cents in 1962. And you know something that sold cheaper was the Mickey Mantle rookie card in 1952. It was virtually free with a stick of gum. And yet this particular one sold at auction 2 years ago for $12,600,000. And here's an error postage stamp that was 24 cents, but sold for $1.6 million. How is it that these things go up when they're just made of paper and ink? See, you're not paying for the paper and ink. And this is something that most people don't quite understand when it comes to collectibles. It's not about that. It's about all the other factors that I named. And to prove it to you, I want to tell you about the $1.2 million mistake.
You probably made a $1.2 million mistake and didn't even know it. Let me explain. Let's start by taking a look at this chart that shows the purchasing power of the US dollar from 1913 to 2013. In 1913, a dollar was worth $1 in purchasing power. In 2013, a dollar was worth 5 cents in purchasing power, and even less now. We've seen the dollar and all currencies lose value over time. Some of this is due to inflation, but most is because of a change in 1971. In 1971, the US president ended the Bretton Woods Agreement, which cut all ties to currencies that were backed by gold. All at once, all world currencies became a fiat currency, meaning they are simply backed by whatever the government says they're worth. Take this scenario as an example. Let's say you wanted to purchase a brand new Mustang in 1965. It would have cost you $2,500 or 2,500 US silver coins. The same 2,500 US dollars won't get you a car today, but those 2,500 coins would get you 2 cars. As you can see here, while the US dollar has lost its value over time, gold and silver have maintained their purchasing power. If you'd consistently purchased gold and silver bullion over the years, you would have negated inflation and maintained an average buying power. But what would have happened if you'd have bought collectible gold and silver? It begins with the MS-70 Silver Eagle. MS stands for mint state. It's a grading system. An MS-70 coin means the coin is in perfect condition. If you'd purchased one MS-70 Silver Eagle every month since 1986, you'd be sitting on a $1.2 million portfolio, and it would have only cost you between $50,000 and $80,000. That's why we call it the $1.2 million mistake, because most people didn't buy them. What's crazy is that's what the coin the US Mint makes millions of every year. What would have happened if you focused on even more exclusive, unique, and rare modern coins? Here are a few examples of the track record for a few more unique and exclusive coins that we've offered through the years. A 2004 Tiffany art coin sold originally for around $100 with shipping and is selling in the market today for between $5,000 and $10,000. If you didn't get one, that's at least a $4,910 mistake. The Julius Caesar 7K exclusive from 2021 sold for around $360 with shipping and is selling for between $950 and $1,100 today. If you missed it, that's another $550 mistake. And here's the Montana Butterfly from the 7K Autosaver program that sold for $150 with shipping. Today, it would cost you around $1,200 to get one. That's another $1,000 or so mistake. Now sure, those are great performers, but that's a portfolio of around $10,000 with only a few coins and a fraction of the cost. With time, the power and potential of collectibles are real, and we're on a mission to help you avoid the potentially $1.2 million mistake of not adding them to your legacy.
And again, what we're saying is the mistake is if you're not adding them to your legacy. And so the reason people don't add them is because they don't know about them. Okay, maybe they don't understand how they work. Maybe they feel it's over their head. But most importantly, the reason is lack of discipline. Going with the lack of knowledge means inaction. We are on a mission to stop that, solve that problem by allowing a world-class program called our monthly auto saver program. It allows you to collect collectible coins without having to think about it because they'll be sent to you automatically on autopilot. They are chosen by experts around the world, and you get to choose which of them you want. And you can build your collections. As I showed you, I was able to obtain this Montana Butterfly, which is now worth over $1,200. In fact, I saw it online for $1,300 2 days ago. Now, with that, you get it shipped to your door, and you also get access to our savings portal every single month that could save you thousands of dollars over a course of a year on travel, entertainment, lodging, restaurants. The list goes on and on. And you also get one more benefit when you get your autosaver, and that is loyalty points. They're just given to you by the company, and they add up month after month after month after month, and you can trade those loyalty points in, and I have one right here for you. You can trade for collectible MS-70 perfect silver coins like this King Tut one that I'm holding in my hand. This is over $350 retail price right now, and I got it for free. That's right. I traded in loyalty points. In fact, I've traded in over $1,000 worth of free silver, and you could too. Now, what if you don't know anything about gold or silver? You've never collected it before in any form, bullion or collectible. You'd be like my friend Chris Latin. And Chris worked full time, and he was through Autosaver. He started 8 years ago, right after the company began. I've only been around 3 years. And in his first 3 years, you're looking at a collection that he put together in that short time, worth over 650,000. And with the price of gold and silver, it's even higher today. Plus, he continues to build to it. But you might be like me, wanting to know more about what you're doing. Well, when you become a member of 7K, you also get free training. One is called Buyer's Certification. We are literally certified to understand everything about bullion, gold and silver. And Collector's Certification certifies you as an expert on collectibles. Put those two together, and you have the best of all worlds. And what I have just done is I have taken this time to share with you the problem and the solution. Now I promised you a third. Let me make sure I've done that. Put a 2 in the chat right now if you are starting to see that gold and silver are a solution to almost everybody's problem. Go ahead and put a 2 in there. Great. Thank you, folks. Well, the next problem is, how do they make money over and above what collectibles and bullion will give them automatically? And the answer is, you can get it with our share plan. You see, 7K has 4 different ways that you get paid over and above whatever bullion and collectibles do. The first one I want to talk about is instant gold pay. Instant gold pay means literally the company will pay you in gold bullion instantly when you refer somebody who wants to become a member themselves. Let me show you how.
What is Instant Gold Pay? It's the brand new 7K customer acquisition program that pays you directly in gold. Whenever you refer a new customer membership to 7K, we will instantly pay you either $20, $40, or $80 in fractional gold, sent to VaultMax and instantly shown on your Sound Money dashboard. We'll say that again. Instant gold. The minute your new customer referral finalizes their purchase, gold is sent directly to VaultMax on your behalf. So what's the catch? Well, you do have to have your Sound Money and VaultMax accounts properly set up first. But once that's done, there's nothing to stop you from getting out there, sharing 7K with someone new, and collecting an instant gold payment. We're ready. Are you?
You better believe it. In fact, it literally is instant gold. And I remember this wasn't available when I first became a member of 7K myself, but it has been for over the last year. And when I got my first $80 of free gold put in my Sound Money wallet, I was ecstatic. But I'm even more happy that gold has gone up over the last year, so much so that's worth almost $120 today. That's a 50% increase in the last year. And I didn't do anything except just get it. And that's not the only one, because you can do it over and over and over. Now, what even is better about that Sound Money wallet, you know, where he said the little catch is you got to have it set up. Well, that's because we give it to you for free. You have free access as a member. You just literally need to hook up your account so that the money can go back and forth between you. Now, let's talk about another way to make money, which is our share plan. And our share plan just simply rewards you for sharing this kind of information with other people, or even inviting people onto a Zoom like this, where people like me can share for you. So you don't even have to know what you're talking about. But we have what we call a dual team share plan, pay plan. And this is how you make extra income over and above everything else I've talked about. And that is, when you become a member and you share with another member, as soon as you get 2 people to become members themselves, and it's not even hard to do because people want the same benefits you want. And guess what? You get points for various activities, which I'll show you on the next slide. And when those points come in, they add up, and you get 250 points on both teams. That's a $250 check if you do it within a given week. And it's always Saturday at midnight Mountain Time that it ends. So that would be like tonight. And I'm going to show you before I'm done here in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to make $600 this week. If you like that idea, put a 3 in the chat right now, and let me make sure I'm keeping you involved and you want to be earning this kind of money. So what makes our dual teams plan so special is industry standards show forever that the average person will only refer 2.3 individuals over their entire lifetime with that company, no matter what the product or service happens to be. With this plan, you only need 2, and you start getting paid, or being able to get paid, depending on how many points you can get. So what if you wanted $500? It's simple. You accumulate 500 points on either side over the course of a week. And if you don't get it that week, they stay there until you do, and they add up. So what does that mean? Well, let's say you want to get to $2,000 a week. That's really simple. Make sure you have 2,000 points on your left team, 2,000 points on your right team, and you get those $500 checks 4 different times because you've gone through that 4 times 5. And that's $2,000 a week. And that is good money, right? 50 weeks a year is over $100,000 right there. How do you earn points? Simple. You get retail sales. The company splits profits with you because they give you a website that you as a member use to buy wholesale dealer direct pricing gold and silver from the company. And that's for your own use. You're not required to sell it to other people like you would be if you were in a facial cream company or a diet company or any of that kind of stuff. They force you to buy stuff from the company just to resell at a markup to other people. No, you buy gold and silver cheap for yourself, and if you want to sell to other people, you let the company sell to them by referring them to your website. And the company splits the profits with you between retail and your costs. And guess what? You didn't have to ship anything or do anything, but you get points with those sales. And remember, I talked about the auto saver. That is the biggest thing we have. Monthly auto saver program accumulates points, not just this month, but next month when people get their next purchase, and next month. But it's not just you, it's everybody in your team on either side through infinity. So as more and more people join your teams, you get more and more points, but it recurs every month, and that is residual income. And residual income replaces jobs if it's high enough. And guess what? You also have coin drops, which is a company term for a couple times a month. The company will take really rare coins and make them available only to the members. And things like this coin here, I got with a coin drop a couple years ago, and it is only 99 of them in the entire planet Earth. And I have my hands on a perfect example of one. And lastly, when you refer a new customer, not only do you get, and a customer is a member, same thing, you not only get the instant gold pay, you also get points that are large and add up. So how do they add up? Well, let's say you just had one person on your left team, one on your right team. You can earn up to $500 a week, which I've covered. But if you want 1,000, all you have to do is double. So you find another person for your left team, another person for your right team. All the while, they can be referring people to, adding points to your groups. But you now can make up to 1,000. If you want 2,000, what do you think you got to do? That's right. Add one more person on either side, and you're entitled to up to 2,000 every single week. I did when I was coming through, I did that, and I was making 2,000 a week, 2,000 a week, 2,000 a week. It was great. And it got better because if you want more, you can hit the silver level, which gives you $3,500 per week potential. And that's significant. That is 14,000 a month you could make. And that would put you in the top 10% of money earners anywhere in the world. And on top of that, the company wants to encourage you to do it quickly. We have a lot of new people on this call. Let's say tonight you decided that you wanted to do this, okay? And in the first 90 days, you hit the level of silver, and it's doable because I did it. The company doesn't give you a little plaque or an award or a pin. They give you something really special. I call it a reward, and it's right here, a 100-ounce bar of pure silver. And troy ounces are actually heavier than regular ounces we're used to. I'm holding one in my hand. You know why? Because this is the one I got just 3 months after I started with this company 3+ years ago. And by the way, you can too. How many of you, let me tell you what this is worth. When I got it, it was worth about $2,000. Today, it's worth about $3,500 because the price of silver has gone up that much. So how many of you would like to have one of these 90 days from now? Put a 4 in the chat. Let me know you're there. How many want to get one of those? I know I did. Why not? That's money in the bank you didn't have to pay for. So if you want to make even more, here's 3 more levels. You can make 7,000, 10,000, even 12,500 a week at these various levels. And you know what? I got to gold just a month after I got to silver, as an example. And you might be thinking, you're invited too late to this party. No, you're not. I'll tell you 2 reasons why. Number one is we have 4 people at the presidential gold level right now, and 3 out of those 4 have become members less than 4 years ago. So you, 4 years from now, have that same potential to do the same thing. And wouldn't you love being able to make $50,000 a month? And I hope the answer to that is heck yeah. But you know what? About a year ago, the company opened 3 more levels that I don't even have on the screen. And guess what they pay? 25,000 a week potential, 50,000 a week potential, and our top is $75,000 per week. And if you add that up, that's over $3,600,000 a year. And I want to tell you, is there anybody on this call who thinks their job is going to be paying them $3.5 million a year? I don't think so. But with 7K, you could. And that should excite you greatly. So how do you become a member? Glad you asked. We have 3 different methods. One we'll call good, one we'll call better, and another one we'll call best. The good method is very limited to what you can do. It's the basic access. It's $149, and you get limited access to all of the resources the company provides, but at least you get started and you get 1 ounce of gold bullion in your hand to get you started. But you're limited on how much money you could have in the Sound Money and Vault Max vault, just to 1,000 instead of 50,000. Your stack and sell is limited to just 10 coins. And what is Stack and Sell? It's another free service we give you, which answers the question, if I have collectible coins, how do I get paid from them? You sell them. But you don't have to take them to a pawnbroker and get ripped off. You put them on the web on a special site called Stack and Sell, which we give you a free membership to, which is worth $200 a year. It's free to you, and you can sell your coins based on fair market value and what the public want to pay. You'll even be able to see how much is in your stack, but only up to 10 coins. So if you want to open that up to better service, That's the VIP access, which is better. It's $269, and that is an annual fee for the membership. So it's not weekly, it's not monthly, it's annual. And what you get is opened up. You get sound money up to $50,000 of with no storage fees. You get stack and sell with unlimited ability, and that's helped me greatly. And you get a collectible coin to get you started with a minimum retail value of $119. That alone almost covers the difference between the basic and the VIP. So it's almost a no-brainer there. But if you want the best, let me tell you something. The VIP gives you all the things we talked about, except a fourth way to get paid, which is the Sound Money Medal Bonus Program. That is available with our Legacy Access membership. That's it. The only way you can get that. That's over and above everything in the VIP. Now, I'll explain that in a second, but let me tell you about the price you're looking at on the screen. It's a $5.99 membership, but that is not annual. We call it Legacy because you're one and done. It's $599 one time, and you're a member for life with all of the benefits, all of the earning potential, everything for life. Which, example, if you were a VIP and you renewed in a year, you've almost paid the $599 anyway. So if you're going to be here more than a year, you might as well do the Legacy. But this is where you get the Sound Money Medal matching bonus. And that means that everybody that you have referred forever, whenever they use their Sound Money wallet to buy gold or silver bullion, you get a 1% matching bonus to what they have bought. Example, I know a guy who about 2.5 years ago, when this plan wasn't there, he bought $1 million of Silver Eagles through the Sound Money wallet. And you know what? He had the money in the bank and he didn't want inflation to eat it up. Well, that silver has gone up 75%, and his money would have gone down 20% in the bank. So he did a great thing. But let's say you had sponsored him, you could be making $10,000 of free silver bullion put into your Sound Money wallet. Does that sound good? Put a 4 in the chat. Let me make sure you're with me, okay? So this is why it was a no-brainer for me to do the Legacy. Now, I'm sure you want to hear how to make $600 in the next week. And I'm going to wrap up with this by saying, let's say you shared with 4 people and they became Legacy members. You get 150 points for each Legacy member, which is 300 points on both sides. That is more than the 250 minimum. So you would make $250 that week if you did it starting, let's say, today, tomorrow. Now, the gold pay I already told you about, you get $80 for every Legacy member. Therefore, you would have $320 extra in gold in your Sound Money wallet that you can do whatever you want with. That's $570 right there. And remember, the fourth way to get it paid is the loyalty points. Well, just what you get from the 300 points gives you enough silver to make up the difference to $600. And why did I pick 600? Simple. A Legacy membership is $599. So guess what? The number one thing I hear is people say, how do I make my money back quickly? How about a week? How many businesses can you start from home and have that kind of income in a week? I don't know any. And guess what? When I talk about all this, you probably fall into one of 3 categories. See where you fit. Number one, you want to be a customer. You don't care so much about sharing with anybody or getting $80, instant gold in your wallet. You don't care about any of that. Just, I want to buy wholesale dealer direct prices. Great. Call the person who referred you to this call. Tell them you're a 1. But I have 2 other options that you might be. You might be interested in some part-time income, maybe putting 3, 4, 5, 10 hours a week over and above whatever you're doing at your job because you can't afford to quit. That's great. You can start building a solid residual income part-time. If that's you, you're a 2. But if you're like me, you're a 3. A 3 is interested in meaningful, significant income, not 500 a week, but 5,000 a week. If you're that kind of person, great. You're going to take this more seriously and make life-changing income. So you want to call the person who told you about this Zoom and tell them you're a 3. Okay? Now, the one category you can't be in is undecided. Because if you can't make up your mind with what I said, I want to do some questions and answers. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Because the one thing you cannot do is decide to do nothing. Because if you do nothing, that's still a decision. And you've said, I'm happy with the way things are. And you shouldn't be. And even you told me you aren't. So I'm opening it. Anybody who has a question, raise your hand, hit the raise hand button, and I'll answer. If you can't or are embarrassed, then put a question in the chat, and I can see the chat in front of me. So I will answer your question if you have any. This is specifically meant for the guests on today's call, okay? And let's see, I see a raised hand. So let's allow you to unmute yourself. It was Sharon, right? Oop, it went away too fast. Hey, Sal, if you're still on here, could you unmute her? I'm going to try to ask you to, Sharon. Hold on. Where I don't see you on here.
I didn't see her.
There. Okay, you got it. Go ahead. Oh, okay. We don't see you, Sharon. Did you just get disconnected? If you're there, type in the chat. Maybe that will work better. Or anybody else who wants to raise their hand, feel free. I see one raised. Invite. Okay. Let's see. Nope, that didn't work. I'm trying to, I see the hand.
I can hear you. Yep. Hi, I'm
Oh,
here.
there you are.
Yeah. And I was not going to keep my hand up because you said it was just for guests. And I was just going to ask you a question, even though I'm a member.
Oh, no, even
Okay.
members can do it. I
Okay.
just thought you just have the most questions.
Okay. So on the, not the loyalty points, on the money that you get off of your members buying gold and silver, does that also come with the free gold and silver that the free gold you get when you sign a member in, or that doesn't count for that also?
I appreciate the question. Let me see if I can clarify. When somebody becomes a member, you get free gold.
Correct.
That goes into your Sound Money wallet, which you can withdraw as cash or transfer to your bank, whatever you want to do. Then if anybody who you've enrolled buys their own extra gold and silver through their Sound Money wallet and Vault Max, then you get instant reward of about 1% of whatever they bought in the form they bought it. Meaning if they bought, $100 of gold, you get $1 of gold in your Sound Money wallet. And same for silver. Does that help?
So, yes, it does. So you don't get that 1% off of the free gold that you get when you sign up a member. That doesn't happen there.
I see. No.
Yeah. No.
Two separate things. Yeah.
Yep. Got you. Thank you. Next.
Hey, no problem at all. Anybody else? Okay, that was a really good question. All right, so let me tell you this. I'm going to end now, and what I would like you to do is a couple things. Number one, we're doing this call 2 hours from now with, I think, Kathy Guzzo, a gold associate like myself, is going to be hosting. She's awesome. So you can come back to the same Zoom link in 2 hours. That would be 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, convert to your time, and you can listen again. Or you can invite people, and you should invite people, meaning I want you to call other people. Yeah, that's 4 p.m. Central. That's correct. So you could invite other people to get on it. And I want you to, because that will help you with your new members. Get new members. And it's just so easy. It only takes 5 minutes for somebody to enroll. And with that, I hope I've accomplished the goals that I said I would, which is telling you what the problem is, what the solution is, and how you can make extra money over and above solving your own problems with gold and silver. Is this recording available? Yes, but Sal, how can somebody get a recording of this?
I will post it on Tony's YouTube channel, which is Tony Hubbard Leadership and YouTube. Type in Tony
Okay.
Hubbard Leadership and YouTube, and I'll go ahead and post the link in the chat right now.
Thank you, Sal. As always, wonderful. You are great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing me. It's been my honor, privilege, and it's rewarding to help other people. I've always wanted to do it. Take care. Start inviting people. Let's see you back in a couple hours, because on Monday, we're starting a 90-day blitz where we're going to be doing this call with great leadership 6 times a week. And we're also doing a 7th one, which is training on Saturday, next Saturday, and every Saturday over the next 90 days. We're doing extra training for all of our new members as well as our existing members to help you grow and benefit. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. Take care.